Hello viewers, you're welcome to Economy Today on TVRC. I am your host for today. Olaniun Kudus Oluwatobiloba is my name. And here with me on set we have Dr. Akintunde Somi Vincent. Thank you very much for honoring our invitation today. It's good to have you here with us, sir.
Yeah, same here.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about political decisions and economic growth stroke stability, the connective tissue for national development. So, and to get started, well, I'm going to like to ask, Doctor, what do you think is the relationship between politics and economy?
Well, they are intricately, when you look at politics and economy, they are intricately linked and they influence one another. Some of the political decisions, such as a legislature, taxation, regulation, they all impact on economic activities and wealth development.
Yes, indeed.
So they are all linked.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to ask too, how has recent political decisions that have been made by our leaders up there, how have these decisions affected, the Nigerian development, Nigerian economy?
Well, like I just established that the connectivity between politics and economy, don't forget that politics cannot be done in isolation.
Yes,
it has to, it encapsulates people. It requires people's effort to make it work. Generally, even at the point in time, even when for the student of social science, for our social scientists, they will tell you that we are political animals. We are all political animals, and we all have. When you look at the word economy, economy is at the basis of our human existence. There's nothing we want to do without the economy. Then you agree with me that the success or the visibility becomes an illusion. So what I might say in essence is that when you look at over time the policies of the government and as regards or how it really influenced our economy, you will notice that the ends justify the means. Because if your policies are well thought, something that you think over time before you jump or before its implementation, you notice that you will see the result on the people. And if your policies are very bad, you also see the result on the people. Very good example is the issue of the subsidy removal. This is a policy over time that has helped to drive Nigeria economy over time.
Yes.
But because the government noticed some lacuna in that in the policy implementation, they had to stop, and you could see the ripple effect on the people. But the point is, even if you are going to eventually stop because some people are taking advantage of this policy, policy is not something, it evolves over time. Like when you stop the subsidy removal, what have you put in place to ameliorate or to cushion the effect of that subsidy? These are all part of the policy. So there's what we call policy somersault. When you have a policy in place and you notice over time that the policy is not working, or the policy has some defects, you need to look at how to make it work. And like I said, I just made I just alluded to subsidy removal. If you are going to remove the subsidy, it's still part of the policy to make sure that your refineries are working.
Yes.
But when the refineries are not working, you just remove the subsidy. Making a kind of thinking that you are going to formulate a particular policy around the petroleum product, but the refineries are not working. Then who are those that will eventually suffer? It's not the people that suffers it. So when you look at politics and economy, they go in tandem, because politics is structural. It has to come with structure. Okay. For example, when you look at let's look at the home, for instance. You said a father is the head of the house. That is a politics. So if there's going to be any decision making, the person who is eventually going to veto that decision is going to be the father. The same thing when you look at our political structure. Okay, we have when you look at the governance, that's why we have the tiers of the government. We have the executives, we have the legislature, we have the judiciary. Okay, the executive, they have to execute. So when you want to talk about Nigerian politics, you have to talk about the executives. They are the one there to execute. We have the lawmakers, the legislatures, and we have those who are going to interpret the law, the judiciary. So you can see they are all interconnected. But as it relates to economy, like I said, when you look at most of the decisions, when you look at taxation, you look at regulation, you also look at legislation. They all impact on our economy. But you can before even you make any decision as regards the subsidy petroleum, you have to send it to the House of Assembly for ratification. So if they are unable to sit down to think, to have a kind of to look at it back and forth, right and left, eventually they make a wrong policy that impact on the economy. But if they are able to sit and they are able to think properly over they are able to look at the pros and the cons, eventually they are able to come up with something viable. And that's what makes a successful government. That's what makes a successful political process. But anything devoid of that is zero.
Wow, that's beautiful. I was going to even talk about the fact that I've heard recently that people even interlink politics with governance and then with economy. But you've been able to paint the intricate relationship between these two, and to also bring it out that yes, there's an importance when it comes to government as well. Okay, so on that note, I would like to say thank you very much for that particular addition, and also I would like to point out to an addition to something you also talked about regarding the analogy you made regarding politics, the father representing politics in the home, and we can also liken that and say that the mother might represent economy basically as well in the home, which is very beautiful, and I respect that knowledge. So I'd like to ask, how do you think, just to finalize this particular session, how do you think we can channel these political decisions, and the intricate relationship between politics and economy for good positive change in the nation, especially in Nigeria's development?
Well, like I see, there's what we call governance. No matter how strong your political ideology, seems to appear, without good governance, it amounts to nothing. Okay, because we are looking at the economy here. And what is governance? Governance has to do with your day-to-day activities in government. How you run the day-to-day activities, how you're able to, carry your people along, how you're able to, support your people. That's what we call governance. It's from the word to govern people. So if we want to talk about economy of a nation, you want to look at the politics, you want to look at the political ideology or political structure or political whatsoever that that encapsulate or that govern that particular state or that country. It has to be it has to be subservient to governance. So, and like I said, the ends justify the means. When you govern well, the effect the people will feel they will definitely feel the effect. But if you govern poor, if your governance, you govern badly, people will also bear the brunt.
Yes, there will definitely be negative
So,
consequences.
like I said, everything has to be the people have to be people centered, must be people's oriented.
Okay.
So, at politics, economy, at the in between is the people. We have the people. So whatever policy you are going to make as regards the economy must eventually
favor the people.
Must be at the the joy. Must be at the joy of, even if it's not going to be at the joy of the people, even if it's going to be at the joy of the people, it must have a kind of effect that will be felt in a very short time, not long time, because it is not on the people who are no longer living. That's why you want them to enjoy whatever economic policy you are coming up with. And look, I will still make reference to the fuel subsidy removal. We're told that the money removed from fuel subsidy will be diverted into infrastructural development. For so many years, you see, when the government, if they've done something bad, we will call their attention to it, and when they've done something good, we also need to sing their praise. Now take a look at what happened. Was it a few days ago? The Port Harcourt refinery, came on board. It's no longer news. Port Harcourt refinery is currently working.
Yeah, very active now.
So we have to give kudos to the government for doing that. No, because we have to. We have to have a kind of we have to have a we are Dangote refinery must have a competitor. Now, if Port Harcourt refinery is working, Dangote refinery is working, and eventually Kaduna refinery and Warri refinery they also came up.
Yes.
They also on board. What do you think happened? We have enough. We have a whole lot of. We have enough supply in the market, and demand will definitely fall. So many people pack their car now for how many months because the fuel, the PMS is not affordable. They cannot afford it. But when we have enough in the market, and we are able to come up with a very good price, that everybody will be able to put their car on the road again. Some of them that's their means of livelihood. So, like I said, we can when you look at the economy, you look at politics. In between, we have the people. And if we are able to take cognizance of that fact, then anybody who is going to be in charge of governance will definitely know the policy that will favor our economy. And when that is done, then we are able to have a stable nation where everybody can be very happy, can be proud of.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. You've been able to do justice to this particular topic today, where you've talked about the relationship between politics and economy, and you've been able to establish the intricate relationship between these two, with the fact that, of course, we are where governance and government comes into play. And you've also been able to let us know how we can basically channel this intricate relationship between politics and economy for good, positive change for the Nigerian development, which involves ensuring that whatever political decisions are made or policies are made for the economy favors the people, the majority. All right, thank you very much, sir, and I hope you've been able to enjoy this session today on economy today. That we are going to basically call it a close today. I remain your humble host, Olaniyan Kudus Oluwatobiloba. Thank you once again, Dr. Akintunde Somi Vincent, for making time to be on set with us today. Till next time, have a wonderful day.